The main rules in making puff pastry is to keep the ingredients cold, ice cold water, chilled butter, etc. Take your time chilling and resting the dough to relax the gluten in the dough. First of all, we'll have our flour, 200 grams of general purpose flour, although I use half and half, that's general purpose and strong flour. In the flour we add 20 grams of butter and then rub that in along with a teaspoonful of salt and a teaspoonful of lemon juice. Rub that in nice and fine. This here, adding this wee bit of butter into the flour helps to make it easier for the pin out as you're doing it because of the fat in it and doesn't go too gooey. Just mix it up into a nice fine crumb. Just like that. Then you get 200 millilitres of ice cold water. Add it to it. And make that into a dough. With this dough you don't have to mix it as much as if you were making bread dough, as you don't have to worry about working the gluten in. And you will find sometimes when the flour is sitting about, it dries up a wee bit, so therefore you might need just a wee touch more water. There it is. Just work that a wee bit to get it nice and smooth. There's your dough. Just make it up into a nice square. And then you want to chill that for an hour. You then get your butter, which you're going to put into it. And I always add a couple of spoonfuls of flour. This helps to dry the butter up a wee bit, so it's easier when it does get cold, easier to pin out. Just as simple as that. Just have a wee bit of paper. Put your butter into the paper and smooth it out a wee bit just to make it the same shape as the dough you've just made. And chill that there for now. Now that's the start of your French puff paste. Once it comes out and it's chilled, then you pin your dough out, put your butter in the middle of it, fold it over, and then pin it out for 2 turns and then rest it. Now this dough here I've just done has had its first 2 turns. So what do you do next? You bring it out, and as you can see, it's nice and solid. Whenever you're pinning it out, always pin it with the open end, that way. Try and keep it in a regular shape. Then when you're folding, you fold it in 3. That's 1 turn. And you do it 1 more time. Once again, you fold it in 3. Now at this stage, the amount of turns I've already done, I mark it on the puff paste in case I forget, because you might have to walk away and do another job and then come back. So that's done. That's already had 2. This is 2 more, so that's 4. Now that there has to have 1 more turn and then it's finished. So while we're waiting and not having a wee rest, I've already made a bit of dough, exactly the same as I made for the French puff, and this is for rough puff. Same way of making the dough, but the difference is the way you add the butter. Put it out the same way. Then the difference is you have your butter, which is chilled, nice and hard, and just place it roughly over your dough. Three-quarters of the way down. And the amount of fat we use for this is half. That's half the amount of flour to butter. So if it's 200 grams of flour, it'll be 100 grams of butter. And the French is 3/4. You start off with the empty fold, bring it over to the middle of the gap, give it a wee push down, and then fold that over. Give it a push down, and then fold it the exact same way as you do your French puff. Now with rough puff, you only need to give it 4 turns. Try and keep your dough as even as possible so that whenever it's folding, all the layers are equal. Over, over. And there's 2 turns done, so you mark them off and you place it in for an hour. This one that I just put in, 4 turns. So one more turn and then the puff base is ready to use. Remembering always to relax your dough, always to relax the gluten on it, because then that will stop your puff paste when you make a wee bun shrinking in. There's your puff paste ready for the use. Just to show you the layers. There's the layers for your puff paste. This is the result of the puff paste. Show you what you can do. Then we'll nice cold custard. Spot of jam. It's looking good already, isn't it? And then we'll finish it. Sorry about that. Finish it off with fresh cream. All we need now is somebody to put the coffee on. Now you have custard and fresh cream, puff paste bar. You slice that up, cup of coffee, luxury. You can also make your puff paste like this here to plat some jam in it. Add a bit of fresh cream to that as well. There's another wee one. Or you can do your pastry like this here. Put a nice piece of peach in the middle like it. Now you have it. That's your puff pastry. And this is it when it's cut, so you can see the layers. Now the reason for the two kinds of puff pastry is the rough puff, as we call it, is generally used for making sausage rolls, steak and kidney pies, Cornish pasty, stuff like that that creates steam, because if you use really good high quality puff paste, such as this here, when the steam goes through that, this will all collapse on you. But the rough puff hasn't as many layers on it, so therefore it's a wee bit stronger to hold on. So that's the reason why. Just keep the fancy stuff for the French puff paste. So I hope you're enjoying yourself. See you later.